Hello, everybody on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and NFL fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts about Week 16 and my picks for the Week 17 of the 2020 NFL season. Check it out. Well, for me this week, for straight up, I went 10-6 overall, and I went 150, 84, and 1 overall for the year. Against the spread, I went 7-7-2, and I went 122, 111 overall so far. And over and under, back to under 500. So I'm over and under 7-8-1. And now I'm 109, 127, and 172 overall. Officially, I'm under 500 in the over and under. Maybe next year would be better. But what happened last week? New Orleans beat the Minnesota Vikings on Christmas Day, which we kind of all expected that one. Tampa Bay shredding Detroit. Arizona and San Francisco. Arizona taking out the win on that one. And, of course, Miami in Vegas. That was a really close game right up to the very end of that one. And, of course, Miami just squeezed it by on that game. So, good for Miami for that one. But anyways, nevertheless, Kansas City beating Atlanta, which was a really close game on that one. But Patrick Mahomes, nevertheless, and the Chiefs get home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And Indianapolis and Pittsburgh. Indianapolis came close, but no cigar. Pittsburgh just came back and won. They needed a win, and they got it done. Now they get the AFC North. And the Washington football team and the Carolina Panthers. Carolina won. But we'll get to Washington in a minute. Has something to do with my Patriots. Now, Chicago and Jacksonville. Now Jacksonville gets the number 1 seed overall. And now they're on the clock to take Trevor Lawrence. But who knows? Maybe they'll get a defensive guy. Maybe they're like Jim Demishu for some reason. And Baltimore and the New York Giants. Baltimore needed a win. And they got it done, and that's what they needed. And, of course, Houston and Cincinnati, Cincinnati looks pretty good. I think they'll be the team of the future coming up. Just wait till Joe Burrow comes back next year. Cleveland and the New York Jets. Cleveland did it again. They choked again. Just say that. And now the New York Jets are probably shooting themselves in the foot. Now they get the number 2 overall pick, and kind of a loss for the New York Jets getting Trevor Lawrence, or at least get a number 1 draft pick. The New York Jets. The same New York Jets. No end. Alright. The LA Chargers and Denver Broncos. We all know how that was the LA Chargers going to go on. Now they're going to have a big fight against Kansas City in the last game of the year. Seattle and LA Rams. Look, Seattle. Hey, you got to give credit for the Seattle Seahawks there. They did what they needed to do. And they got it done, pretty much. Philadelphia and Dallas. I got to say, Dallas needed a win when it needed the most, and that's exactly what happened. In Green Bay and Tennessee. Of course, Lambeau Field, snowy field. You got a Green Bay win. Plain and simple. If you're playing in Green Bay and when it's snowing out in December and January, you might as well pack it in. That's pretty much how I feel about playing in Green Bay in December and January. I mean, I loved it, Derrick Henry, but the snow was too much. Way too much on that one. But, what can you say? Tennessee, they're in the driver's seat. Now they need to win this week to get the AFC South. That is a big majority for Tennessee right now. They're on the hot seat on getting that. The pressure's on them now. And Buffalo and my New England Patriots. Buffalo swept my Patriots for the first time since 2000. 20 years ago. It's plain and simple. We're just a bad football team right now. Oh, unhealthy football team, I would say, because we lost a lot of guys from injuries. Edelman's contract's up. He may go to Tampa Bay with Tom Brady. That's a possibility. But here's another possibility. Cam Newton's contract's expiring. Sign a 1-year deal. in the Washington football team just cut Dwayne Haskins. This passed yesterday. Yes, all because he didn't do the protocol right, and he went to a strip club. Which, in my opinion, who gives a crap if he went to a strip club? He's 23 years old. What is he gonna do? He's gonna have a little fun every now and then, pretty much. But I think I know what his next up is. My Patriots. I think he's going to go to my Patriots next year. And he has another twist. Cam Newton's going to leave. He's going to reunite with Ron Rivera in the Washington football team. I think that's what's going to happen. So, that's what's going to happen this major offseason. My Patriots have some offseason moves they have to make. And I think they're going to make it signing Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins. I think he's going to be the guy. Don't get me wrong. I think Dwayne Haskins is a great player. I think he's the athletic guy. He's a talent football player. He's just on a bad team. And the Washington football team, they're the third worst offensive line in the league. Third worst. Put him in my Patriots in that offensive line. I think he can work things out. Plus, we have a young wide receiver core with Jacoby Brissett. I think he's going to be a bright star from the Patriots over there. I think we have some talent, but we just don't really need a right leader to go for right now. Even though we need a guy who needs that Tom Brady thing, and we don't have that right now. But I think Dwayne Haskins can fill that role up if he can behave himself, which I think he could. But besides, he went to a strip club. I mean, that's no big deal. I understand it's about COVID issues and stuff like that. I get all of that. But come on. He's just 23 years old. He's having a good time of his life. But I'm saying this now. You're going to hear this during the offseason. Dwayne Haskins is going to be signing with the Patriots. He may be a short-term deal. But he's going to sign here. And he's going to show what he can do. I think that's what is going to happen. He's going to show he's a number one overall pick. I think that's the way you're going to go in that situation. Well, that's how I feel about when Dwayne Haskins and who in my Patriots right now. I mean, that's what I wanted to say. I think he's going to be signing with my New England Patriots this offseason. We'll find out in March. We'll go from there. But until then, let's get on to my Week 17 pick, shall we? Okay, Week 17 is here. Let's get on with the picks. All right, kicking things off, Buffalo and Miami. It's going to be a close game. But I think Buffalo has the light edge of that because of the cold weather. And Miami, not the best in cold weather. I'll tell you that one that much. But nevertheless, this could be a playoff picture. They can meet in the playoffs coming up. But you never know on these scenarios and things like that. Tua Ananoa, I think he's going to do some show some what he's got in this cold. But Allen, I'm not too sure about that one. But, we'll see how Josh Allen rolls out. I think Josh Allen will do okay, but I think it's going to be a closer game, but I think it's going to come down to the home field advantage, and that's going to be Buffalo. So I'm going to take Buffalo at home against the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to take Buffalo over Miami. On the line now, Buffalo is favored by 4.5 in this game. Taking Buffalo minus 4.5. Over and under, it's 44.5. Let me see, 44.5. I'm going to go under 44.5. The Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, how about that Cincinnati's doing right now? They're doing pretty good. I gotta say, I think they'll be even better with Joe Burrow. And the way they think I'm playing right now. I still say this, if Joe Burrow didn't have that injury, I think they'd be a playoff contender. Pretty much as simple as that. I really do believe that. So, anyways, I think that being said and done, I think Cincinnati, I think they're going to give Baltimore a hard time, but I think Baltimore is going to squeeze this one out on this one. It's going to be a close game, but I think Baltimore is going to squeeze this out. So I'm going to take Baltimore on the road against Cincinnati. On the line, though, Baltimore is favored by 11.5 on this game. I'm going to take Cincinnati plus 11.5. Over and under, it's 44.5. I'm going to go under 44.5. Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Whoa, this is going to be a great game on that one. This is going to be a fun one to watch. I'll be watching that game. But I think in this game, if I had the choice, I probably would have want to watch that game over the Patriots right now. But, nevertheless, I'll watch the Patriots anyway. I'll have NFL Red Zone, so I'll watch both games. But I'm going to be tuning into that game. This is a game I'm going to be looking forward to pretty much for this weekend. But I think in this one, we all know this. Mason Rudolph's going to start, not Big Ben. I'm feeling a deja vu all over again. So with Mason Rudolph. So I think, but as of right now, I think I just hope they don't do with Myles Garrett again after what happened last year. So that's the only way. It's going to make those things interesting. Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph going at it again. Oof. It's going to be a dogfight. But, I think the way this is going to go, I don't know. It's going to be a really close game this time around, so I'm definitely going to say that one. But, nevertheless, I'm going to take Cleveland over the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. On the line, though, Cleveland's favored by 7 in this game. I'm going to take Pittsburgh plus 7, and and the reason why I'm taking Cleveland, they're at home in Cleveland. On the line, though, I did the spread. It's Pittsburgh plus 7. Over and under, it's 42.5. I'm going to go over 42.5. Again, Cleveland at home over Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh plus 7. Over and under, 42.5. Minnesota and Detroit. All right, if you're Detroit right now, you might as well just say, what the hell, just give it up, just focus next year. Get a new coach, see what he can do. But they have some moves to make as well. But if in Minnesota's case, maybe disappointing season, but they want to go out on a bang. So I think that's what the way he's going to do. I'm going to take the Vikings over Detroit in Detroit. On the line, though, Minnesota's favored by 6.5 in this game. I'm going to take Minnesota minus 6.5. Over and under, it's 54.5. I think they can go over. I think I'm going to go over 54.5. And the New York Jets and my New England Patriots. I'll say this. We need to rebuild, but at the offensive side. A lot of guys opt out on COVID on defense. A lot of injuries on defense. If we had a healthy defense, no problem. No problem at all. But at this point in rate, like I mentioned, play it out and go from there. But I'll say this. I don't think the Patriots are going to win this game. At this point, might as well give the Jets the win and screw them over in the draft. That's the way it's going to go. So I'm going to pick an upset in this one. I'm going to take the New York Jets over my New England Patriots in Foxborough. On the line, though, the Patriots are favored by 3.5 in this game. I'm taking the Jets plus 3.5. Over and under, it's 43. I'm going to go under 43. Dallas and the New York Giants. One of these teams needs to win to at least get their division hopes alive because the NFC East is just plain bad. So, that being said, I'm going to take Dallas over the New York Giants in there just because I think Dallas is much better on defense than the New York Giants are. So, that's the way I'm rolling with it. So, I'm going to take Dallas over the New York Giants in New York. On the line, though, Dallas is favored by 2.5 in this game. I'm taking Dallas minus 2.5. Over and under, it's 45. I'm going to go over 45. All right. Let's see now. Tampa Bay and Atlanta. All right. The way I'm going to roll with this one. Round 3. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady against Atlanta. Another comeback's coming. But I'm going to take Tampa Bay. Add Tampa Bay against Atlanta. On the line, though. Tampa Bay is favored by 6 in this game. I'm going to take Atlanta plus 6. Over and under, it's 50. I'm going to go under 50. The New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. Now, the Saints have a must-win situation right now. They may get in division, I think, but they want to be a little higher up in the standings. So I think that's the way that's going to roll with that. But I think that's being said. That being said, I'm going to say the New Orleans Saints over the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. On the line, though, Saints are favored by 6.5 in this game. I'm going to take Carolina plus 6.5. Over and under is 48. I'm going to go over 48. Green Bay and Chicago. So I'm going to say this. Green Bay, I don't believe they secured the number 1 seed yet. I think that's what I'm saying with the Saints. But I think if Green Bay wins, they get the number 1 seed. And I think that's going to go with that. So I'm going to take Green Bay over Chicago in Chicago. And they're going to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. On the line, though, Green Bay's favored by 4 in this game. 4. Is it 4? Yeah, 4 in this game. I'm going to take Green Bay minus 4. Over and under, it's 50.5. I'm going to go over 50.5. I'm sorry. I'm going to go under 50.5. My fault. Under, not over. Under 50.5. The Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos. All right. I'll say this. John Gruden, he might have been so mad that he lost to Miami. He might even take it out on Denver. Sorry, Denver. You're going to lose to Vegas. So I'm going to take the Vegas Raiders over the Denver Broncos in Denver. On the line, though, the Vegas Raiders are favored by 2.5 in this game. I'm going to go under 51. I'm going to go minus 2.5. Over and under, it's 51. I'm going to go under 51. Okay. Tennessee and Houston. Now, Tennessee has a lot to play for right now. They want that division. And if they win, they get it. That's the way it's going to go. But you never know what's going to happen. Houston may upset them. But it's the way it goes. Happened by Patriots against Miami. I think they cost them the number 1 seed 1 year. And it cost them to be the number 2 seed. We won the Super Bowl, but that cost us the number 1 seed. Home field advantage on that one. But nevertheless, Miami did it again. They cost the division. Well, it cost the number 2 seed. It dropped down to number 3. And, of course, recently, a couple weeks ago, they cost us the playoffs. So you never know what things could happen like that. So, but I think in this rate, nevertheless, I think that Tennessee will win this one outright. I think they're going to win this one over Houston. And I think I'm going to take Tennessee over Houston in Houston. On the line, though, Tennessee's favored by 7 in this game. We're going to take Tennessee minus 7. Over and under, it's 56. I'm going to go over 56. Indianapolis and Jacksonville. All right, the way that I see this game, Indianapolis want to keep their playoff hopes alive. They have to win. So, and they need to win against Jacksonville. I think they can do that. Like I said, Jacksonville gets the number one draft pick. Now they're on the clock. So I'm going to take Indianapolis over Jacksonville in Jacksonville. On the line, though, Jacksonville is favorite. Tennessee is favorite. Indianapolis is favored by 14.5. I'm sorry. I misread it. 14. I'm going to take Jacksonville plus 14. I think they can keep this pretty close. Over and under, it's 50. I'm going to go over 50. But, Jacksonville could upset Indianapolis and knock them out of the playoffs. So that's why I think it's going to be really close. The LA Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. In this game, there's nothing for the Chiefs to play for right now. They might play Patrick Mahomes on a couple of drives, and that's it. So I think that's the way it's going to go with that one. But I think the LA Chargers are going to squeeze this one out as an upset. I'm going to take the LA Chargers over the Kansas City Chiefs as an upset on this one. I'm crazy, but I'm going to go with it. On the line, though, the Chiefs are favored by 3.5 in this game. We're going to take the Chiefs minus 3.5. Over and under, it's 50. I'm gonna over and under, it's 44. I'm going to say over 44 because I think Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert can put up some numbers. Arizona and the LA Rams. The way I look at it for this game is Arizona has a lot to play for, and I believe they're going to get it. So I think they may get what they needed to. They may not get the division, but I think they want to get that playoff spot. I think that's the way it's going to roll out in this game. So I think that's the way it's going to go. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Rams aren't fighting for a playoff spot right now. Whoever wins, they get in. I think that's the way it's going to go. So, anyways, that being said, I think Arizona is going to win out this game outright because they're much better not offensively, but they're good on defense too. But the Rams, now with Jared Goff out with a thumb injury, I don't think they're not going to be they're in a lot of trouble right now, so I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals over the LA Rams in LA. On the line, though, Arizona, it's a pick'em game, so I'm going to take Arizona in a pick'em. Over and under, it's 42. I'm going to go under 42.5. Seattle and San Francisco in Arizona. Yep. The San Francisco 49ers are playing in Arizona due to the COVID restrictions on sporting events over there, so that's why. So Seattle is going to be playing over there, and they have a lot to play for as well. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they'll drop into the number 3 seed, I think. Number 3 or 4 seed or something like that. So Seattle must win to keep the number 3 seed spot in there. So I'm going to take Seattle over Arizona. San Francisco in Arizona. So Seattle over San Francisco in Arizona. On the line, though, Seattle's favored by 5.5 in this game. I'm going to take Seattle minus 5.5. Over and under is 47. I'm going to go under 47. Now, the biggest game of the week, the Washington football team and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Washington football team needs to win. And if they do, they get the division. But if they don't, is my predictions correct, Dallas will get it. So, there's a lot at stake at this here. So, I think for the Washington football team, now that they got rid of Dwayne Haskins, I think Alex Smith is starting. So, I think if I'm not mistaken on that one. So, I don't know about the quarterback situation right now for them. I don't really know the whole story about that. Even though, yeah, because of Dwayne Haskins issues going on, so I think the way how it's gonna go handling right now and everything else. But I think if I'm not mistaken right now, I think Alex Smith is starting. So if I'm not mistaken. But I thought last I heard, I think it would, but last I heard that it was Tyler Hinkie will start if Alex Smith doesn't go, but I think that's the way it's gonna go right now. But as of right now, I think Tyler Hinkie is the one to start, not Alex Smith if he's still out with COVID or something like that. I think he had COVID, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong, but I don't know. I think he had an injury, but I thought it was something, But anyways, I think if Tyler Haskins it'd be the good to go if Alex Smith doesn't. So either way, there is a win. There's going to be a win in Washington, I think, no matter what they're going to do. They have a lot to play for. So they need to get all their big guys out there. So I'm going to take the Washington football team over the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. And it'll be good for Ron Rivera after he's been battling cancer throughout the year. So let's get that. Let's get it rolling. On the line, though, Washington's favored by 2 in this game. I'm going to take Washington minus 2. Over and under 43. I'm going to go under 43. I think they're going to keep that really close. This week is my good old buddy, Matt the NFL Fanatic. He's a great NFL YouTube prognosticator. And check out all the other guys in the NFL YouTube prognosticators down below right here. And also check out a few others in the link down below as well. Until then, this is Andrew Warren signing off, saying Happy New Year, stay safe, stay healthy, and rock out.